another one up there, is there? Okay, if you do see a pair of wedge-tailed eagles gliding around, you might notice a bit of a size difference. The smaller one isn't necessarily the juvenile. The smaller one is usually the male of the pair. The males are always smaller than the females with our daytime raptors. Females tend to spend more time on the nest, so a bit of extra size is certainly going to go a long way into protecting the nest and incubating the eggs and of course brooding the chicks as well. So females can be up to a third larger than the males. Magra weighs in at around 4 kilos. Males generally weigh around 3, but some female wedge-tailed eagles have been known to get up to and over 5 kilograms. So they do get larger than Magra as well. Come on, darling. Okay, let's give Magra another round of applause. Over here, Max. Good girl. I'm going to have to be very swift. I'm going to hold on to these jesses. Hang on. Okay, I'll just let everyone know that I've got hold of Magra with some soft leather jesses that we actually attach to their ankles, remembering that that's the strongest part of the bird. We'll give her another big clap to send her on home. Good girl. Oh, very spectacular indeed. Nice work, Magra. Okay, I think what we're going to do is move on to our last bird, which James is going to come out and tell you a little bit about. So let's give James a nice warm welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay, good afternoon everyone.
Louder.
And the last bird we're going to look at today is a very special bird. You've already seen quite a few birds today that eat all sorts of things like little rabbits, that eat small mammals, insects, like our kites. But today you're going to see another bird that eats something very different. And we'll just wait and see if we can see our bird flying around. Does anyone here like fish and chips? A few nods of the head there, a few hands go up. Well, this bird likes fish and chips as well, minus the chips. So you might have worked out it is a fish-eating bird. I've actually got some fish here, and you might have noticed there's a pond just next to me. So what we're hopefully going to do when we get this bird out and about is see it come down and have something to eat. Here she comes. This is a bird called Albie, and Albie is an osprey. Now, have any of you seen an osprey in the wild before? If you haven't, well, if you do see an osprey in the wild after today, they're a very distinctive bird. So they've got very different colours and they've got a very different shape to a lot of the other birds of prey. So hopefully Albie will come back and you'll be able to have another look and then you'll be able to remember what she looks like. So there is a reason why we fly this bird last, because sometimes this is what happens. So here she comes. So she's just flying around here, so she'll hopefully come into a couple of laps and then we'll be able to get her to come in and have something to eat. So a lot of the birds that you've seen, they have the same sorts of feet. They've got big claws and they've got 3 toes at the front and 1 toe at the back. And ospreys have slightly different feet. Because they're trying to catch fish in the water, they can actually move one of their toes. So they can swivel a toe. So they have 2 toes at the front and 2 at the back. So then they can sort of grab the fish with a sort of pincer movement. So they're very different sorts of birds. So hopefully we'll be able to see Albie a little bit closer up in a minute. So these birds are found around the world. Have we got anyone from Europe here today? Anyone from Northern Europe, Scotland? These birds are found right up. G'day there, welcome. These birds are found right up through your part of the world. They're found through America. They're found all over the place. In Australia, they breed all around Australia except for Victoria and Tasmania. But they will move into these states looking for things to eat. So they don't tend to stick around and breed. We'll just see how eagles coming around here. So another thing with ospreys is that when they build a nest, it's very obvious. So they'll build a big nest made out of big sticks, and they'll tend to leave it up in the top of a tree so you can see it. They'll even stick it up on big telegraph poles or towers, and so they do tend to stand out a little bit. Okay, so what we might do, we'll just give Albie one last chance to come in and show herself off. I think she might have been a bit spooked by these eagles. So that might be the last we see of Albie for a little while. So we do fly her last because she either comes back in 2 minutes or she comes back in 2 hours. And at the moment, I think it's going to be the 2 hours. She is out over this way at the moment. We'll just give her 30 seconds. But it's not the end of the show, you'll be pleased to know, because what we've got lined up here today is something very special. We've got a Wurundjeri elder here with us today called Murrindindi, and he is a fantastic boomerang thrower, and he's not a bad didgeridoo player either. And he's going to do a bit of didge playing and then some fantastic boomerang throwing as well. So you'll need to encourage him, because he needs a bit of help sometimes catching his boomerangs. He's good at throwing them, but catching them is the hard bit, isn't it? So we'll see how we go today. I think we'll just have to say bye-bye to Albie. And so you are welcome to hang around and wait for Albie to come back, but it could be any time this afternoon. So on behalf of myself and the birds, thank you. And so we'll pass you over to Murrindindi, and he'll take you through a bit of boomerang throwing.
Thanks, brother. Hey, he reckons I'm a fantastic boomerang thrower. I was. But what happened 9 weeks ago, I broke my wrist in 2 places. That's why I've got to put this on, because I'm a right-handed thrower. So I used to be a fantastic boomerang thrower. So I can't use my right hand. So I've got to use my left hand. So if you've got a video camera, get it ready, because you're going to win the funniest stone videos. Because I've thrown for about a week, left hand, and I'll tell you what, it's so awkward. But I must tell you, when I was at the physio's yesterday, I was having physio on my wrist. Because my hand, I can't go like that, I can't go like that, I can't go like that. And it's very hard. And the physio worked on my tendons in here, in my right arm, and she fiddled around. She said, "Oh, your arm is unbelievable." She said, "You've got an arm of a 25-year-old. And I thought, well, that's coming great from a nice young physio lady. So I went home and I said to my wife, I said, "Darling, the physio said I've got a body of a 25-year-old. I said, "I tell you, you haven't." I said, "My arm," I meant to say. So I'll have a go at throwing left-handed boomerangs, but it's going to be very hard for me. But we'll see how we go. And I'll tell you what, if I catch one, I reckon I'll do backflips. Because it is very hard after throwing a boomerang with your right hand for 57 years. Very hard to switch over to the left hand, okay? So you should be able to work out my age. I started throwing at the age of 5. Yeah, girls, you worked it out. You thought I was a young fella, eh? Now, didgeridoo is the trunk of a tree what's been eaten out by termites. Termites eat through the tree, come through the tree and eat it out. Termites don't eat on the outside of the tree. The outside of the tree is too hard. To play didgeridoo, all you got to do is blurt your lips. All it is a... and you get a sound like this. So all you got to do is blurt. Move your lips around, the sound will change. Can you hear the didgeridoo up the back there? Yeah. Because generally I hold it up and you can hear it a lot better, but I haven't got the strength in the arm as yet. Move my lips around, we got a different sound. Kookaburra. And down in Victoria, the Wurundjeri people call Kookaburra Babajan. And that's called dingo. And down in Victoria we call dingo Ernie. Now,